I'm going to talk about the new TUBI movie ROCKABYE, starring Ilonzeh and I can't think the dude from Blackpink. He be in a lot of tunes. I can't think of his name. Four brother. I can't think of his name. It's another Chris Stokes, Marcus Houston production, whatever. This side note real quick. I seen something that Marcus said, you guys are coming back, but I'm like, it's gonna be the original cast members or it's gonna be a completely different thing, because do B2K even talk to them? Maybe I know B2K, all of the members are good now, whatever, but I'm like, are they also good with Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes? Like, because if Marcus Houston involved, you assume that Chris Stokes is involved. So I'm like, is he good with the members of B2K? I don't know. If it's not, if B2K not in the USR, we don't want it. So I'm like, I don't know. I didn't just see something him saying it's coming back, but I didn't see anything other than that. So I'm like, if B2K ain't in it, then we good. You can keep it. We don't need that. Unless he doing a whole completely different cast, how like Bring It On, every time there was a different Bring It On, it was a completely different cast. It wasn't like a part 2. So anyway, that was just a side note. I seen it and I was like, huh? But ROCKABYE Baby, no, ROCKABYE, not ROCKABYE Baby. That's a horrible name. I kept having to look at the title. Come on, what is the title? What is the title? What's the title? ROCKABYE. That's a horrible name. I don't know why it was called ROCKABYE. This is gonna be spoiler alert, by the way, because that baby had to do with the son at the end, but I don't know. Soon as one in movies, and this is with Lifetime too, I don't know with other movies, but with Lifetime, say you see a killer, you can tell if it's a man or woman every time. Like, they always got a black hoodie on, covering their face, but by the build, you can always tell if it's a man or woman. So with this, you could tell it was a woman, and then there wasn't many woman options for it to be. So I was like, okay, it's obvious who the person is because he's a woman. So it's like, we didn't see many women in the movie. So it's like, it was pretty obvious who it was. Woman we seen that was in the crazy house, couldn't have been her because she was in the crazy house. Then the other woman that was his sister, and she said she dated him, she ended up getting killed off. So it wasn't her either. So I'm like, okay, they be trying to be creative with the stories, but I'm like, you got to do a better job. And then too, when she was at her dad's funeral, and the dude I work with and his best friend was like, oh, that little boy look just like your father. And it was clear that the son was adopted, because I don't know, they could have made that boy, and even her dad and Claudia couldn't have made that boy either. So I'm like, y'all gotta do better with casting. It seemed like it was like a Hispanic. Maybe could have been half Hispanic, maybe, but I'm like, no. But they gotta do better with cast. I'm like, hey, he is mixed. I don't know, but it was just not great casting to me. As far as the little boy, maybe they couldn't find another little boy. Like, you would think other shows that aren't black, not shows, other movies or productions that aren't black led would understand how casting works and how you need to cast the right child to be with the right parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make no sense. So that little boy was biologically Claudia's and biologically Annie's father. And I'm saying their actual names. I'm talking about that character, but I'm saying the actual names because I don't remember what that character name was throughout the movie. Like, it's hard when you're watching a movie, unless they keep saying the character name over, it's hard to remember what their name was. Like in a show, they say it every episode so you can remember it. But when it's just one movie straight through, it's hard to remember the people's names. So then too, it's obvious that Annie's husband, the dude from Black Ink, whatever, it was obvious that he had something to do with it because he kept trying to steer her away from it. Like, he kept not believing her, kept telling her to let it go. Anybody that keep telling let it go or try to steer you away from solving it, it's like they're obviously involved. Oh, I don't know if I said it, but I'll just be rambling. But when the dude was at the funeral and said, oh, he looked just like her dad, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's clearly her father's child. Now all you gotta do is pair it up to who could have been the mother of the child, because clearly you would think that would be the killer. So whoever is the mother of the child is either the killer or it's something to that. So it was just like, so when he said that was like, okay, well, that ain't her child. But as soon as the dude's her husband said that Annie's husband said he worked for adoption aid, I was like, okay, that ain't the kid. He probably got the kid how he wasn't supposed to get the kid because he on adoption agency. And then too, how he kept saying throughout the movie, like his stuff is down, like he losing clients and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's clearly fishy. Claudia hung made them seem like the dad committed suicide and like hung him from the whatever stairs or whatever it was. And then the second dude she killed was the daddy best friend. She poured bleach and something else. I don't know if it was antifreeze, what it was, bleach and something else. That his I'm like, who gonna kill themselves by drinking bleach? That was crazy to me. I'm like, come on now. So yeah, I don't think that's crazy. Two people that work in the same place, and the cops was like, right, no, it's just two suicides back to back. Yeah, sure. And then too, the day seemed off because the wife obviously would have found him the next morning, but it seemed like he was a different day when they told her. I don't know. That was a little weird, but he would have to watch the movie to know what I'm talking about. But I'm like, it's cool. I don't know. I feel like every time I see a TUBI original, especially if it's like starring black people, it has to do with Crystal and Marcus Houston, which is cool. But I'm like, I don't know where the other people are. Like I said this in another movie, but like Dennis Reed, I know he was putting out a lot of movies. Maybe they don't want to pay him much now. I know somebody said some people are getting paid on TUBI differently now, and you can tell it's different. Like they're trying to like model Netflix or something. I don't know. I hate how the stuff is how it's popped up. It's not easy to navigate as it was before. Like if you click on something, it pops up. I can't describe, but y'all know if y'all used to TUBI and how it is now, it's definitely different how they're modeling it. I don't like it. I like all of the pictures to look the same. If I'm clicking over, it's distracted, and I just end up getting out of it because I don't like how it's done. It's like when you have something, you need to stop. TUBI needs to stop trying to model itself after Netflix and come, because what they had before was clearly working. You can tell it's changing too because they're putting they're acquiring a lot of old movies, like nostalgia movies and stuff like that. It's nostalgia shows and stuff like that. And it's like they're focusing more on that, like being like a Pluto. Pluto don't have original. It's pretty much like having TD. Having cable. So I feel like they're trying to model themselves after that instead of it focusing on black original show movies, stuff like that. And too, they trying to do series more, but the series not been that good. Series ain't ever really been that good, but the series don't be that good. Like I said, the Dennis Reed movies used to be good. I haven't seen him on there in a minute, and if they have, maybe they're not pushing it to the top. And even when I go to TUBI, it's like a struggle trying to find. It should be based on what I watch. So it's even a struggle trying to find the black center stuff. And when it's a black center stuff, it's just not looking as good as it used to be. I know people talk about TUBI a lot. Like, oh, it's not good. It's bootleg. Yeah, some stuff is, but some stuff was actually pretty good. And like the stuff that was pretty good, I feel like they taken off, which is like I said, I don't really be to TUBI like that. Like if it's a Christos Marcus, I'll watch because like I said, it's usually a black cast and it's usually a TUBI original. I usually try to watch a TUBI original, and usually with TUBI originals you would think they would be good, but as of late they've been like bootleg too. So I'm like, I'm not talking about them, but I'm saying like other TUBI original have been kind of bootleg. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. TUBI is just really falling off. To me, I made a whole video about that. You ought to check that out, but it's just a mess. I'm like, it used to be so good. Like you get your new stuff, but now they even, like I said, they're trying to be like Netflix. Even when you used to click on TUBI, you didn't used to make a sound, but now they make a sound when you click on TUBI. I don't know who thought of that, but I hate the idea of that. Obviously they got that from Netflix. I don't like the idea when you click on something that makes a sound. Everybody got to know what you're watching and all this. I don't like it. And I don't need my stuff to make a sound when I'm clicking on it. I don't like all that. But they need to stop trying to model. They said the Netflix, it's not working. You can tell it's about to be a shift. Even them, I think they used to, sometimes when it's like live sports, I don't watch sports, I don't know, but I know that sometimes it's like live sports happening, they'll be like, okay, we're going to put this on here. And I'm like, yeah, I can keep that, but I don't. Really, but you can like I said, you can just tell it's shifted in, not in a good way. I'm sure it's Christos and Marcus Houston, so they have a good catalog of stuff at movies. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep that they deal with them. But when it comes to like other creators that people like don't know, because even like Marcus Houston, Christos, they have had stuff in theaters, before. So obviously TUBI wants to keep that relationship. But like what I said with Dennis Reed, they probably he probably done created other creators. I don't know their names, but I've seen a couple of them. Kamar, I think is one of them. And there's another one too. It's two dudes I think came up under him that I think there was actors on his stuff before. Now they're creating it, but theirs aren't as good. Especially, which one is Kamar? Is that the bigger dude or is that the taller dude? I don't know which one is which, but like I said, I don't know. But I don't put another TUBI check, can't you, child? But overall, this movie was okay. I mean, I don't know. It's okay if you can guess the ending, or pretty much guess the ending. That's okay. At the end, all the people, cops, and all the people in the place was pretty much trafficking the women prisoners. And at the end, when they was all walking out, I'm like, they still supposed to be in prison though, so they gonna let them out because they was in prison for a reason. So they did something, but also they got abused and ended up getting pregnant, and obviously had to have the babies. Then they selling the babies, but I'm like, that's a long operation. That's still wait 9 months, and it was only so many of them. Say it was like 10 women. Once they get pregnant, they only gonna get pregnant for once in the 9 months, even a little over 9 months. So it's like, that's a big stop in production. It's not that fast, so that it didn't really make no sense either. That's all. Like, but they get pregnant once, so you gotta wait a whole 9 months so they can get pregnant again. But it's only like 10 of them, so it's like, okay. Then they all look pretty much the same amount of pregnant. They all was pretty far along, so it's like, well, what are y'all doing? And then too, they didn't try to find Claudia when she escaped. Cause remember she said I'm guessing the crazy lady that was in a crazy house that kept saying BZ3 or whatever she was saying. Obviously, I'm guessing she was the one that let Claudia out because she was involved with them at first, but then I guess maybe she got a conscience and felt bad, so they ended up making it seem like she was crazy. So they put her in there, and I'm surprised they didn't try to go find Claudia or whatever. She must never met the daddy either, even though she was the nanny to the little boy. Crystal Merchants, they give a lot of reality shows a chance, and also because they probably don't have to pay them as much, and two, they bring back a lot of older actors. It was an actor and there've been a lot of stuff. I just don't know his name, but he was one of the fine dudes in the 90s. They used to be on everything. I can't say his name though. He was the cop. Annie and Claudia, I feel like they cast him a lot too. They was in some movie that was in theaters. I didn't watch it, but that was in theaters with them too. So they cast him a lot. So they cast the same people a lot, which is cool. But like with these little boys, I don't know if they know, even with the adopted son or something. I don't know. It was something with a son. Even him, he's not. But I don't know what they're doing. Where they getting these kids from? Like, what's going on? They got to do better with that. I don't know where these kids from. Maybe they know somebody, because I know they be probably putting people in that's part of their family because their last name be like Stokes or Houston or something. So, because one dude that be in the movies look just like Marcus Houston. Maybe he gonna be in Hugh Got Served, playing Marcus' son or something. And then, that's probably what they're gonna do. One probably gonna be playing Marcus' son, and then one of his friends probably gonna be a Marion's son, but Mario maybe just not gonna be in it, because I don't know. But that's funny. But overall, like I said, the movie is okay. They tried to do something a little different, I guess, about change stuff up a bit instead of telling the same story. It's the same story, but just tweaked. Obviously, it's trafficking, but trafficking in a different way, about the prisoners and then getting pregnant and having to have babies, and then when taking the baby, it's like, a little twist like that. But